Okay, let's just jump right in. The second you sit down at a drum kit, you're it. You are the backbone of the entire band.
The absolute foundation.
So today, we are breaking down the essentials of rock drumming. We're talking facts. What you need to know to go from zero to playing your first real rock beat.
Yeah, and it's not just about hitting things hard. That's a big misconception. It's about coordination, it's about rhythm, and it's about being that solid heartbeat for the music.
Exactly. So we have to start with the physical foundation. I mean, setup is probably the first thing that beginners mess up.
Oh, for sure.
You can know all the theory, but if your posture is off, you're going to sound awkward, or worse, you could hurt yourself. So what are the non-negotiables for a good setup?
It's all about ergonomics. So first, your bass drum. The pedal for your right foot needs to be dead center, so the drum is right in front of you. Then the snare drum goes right between your legs.
So your arms have a totally free range of motion.
Precisely. You need to be able to move everywhere without feeling crimped. And your hi-hat stand, that's for your left foot, goes just to the left of the snare, no stretching.
What about the toms?
The smaller rack toms usually sit right on top of the bass drum, and the big floor tom, the one on its own legs, goes on your right. You kind of want a logical flow from high to low, left to right.
I see so many new drummers playing with their shoulders hunched up, trying to reach the cymbals. That just looks exhausting.
It is. It's a quick way to get tired. Your cymbals have to be low enough that you can hit them without raising your shoulders at all, and your seat is so important.
Right.
You want to adjust it so your thighs have a slight downward slant towards the floor.
Okay, why that downward slant specifically?
It just lets gravity help you out with the pedals, especially the bass drum. And, it also keeps you from accidentally hitting the rim of the snare when you're moving fast.
Got it. So once we're sitting correctly, we need to actually hold the sticks. Rock drumming almost always uses the matched grip. Why that one?
Power and control. The matched grip lets both hands do the exact same thing, which is perfect for the kind of power you need in rock. And the most important idea here is the fulcrum.
The fulcrum. So that's the pivot point, right?
Exactly. Think of it like a seesaw. It's the point where the stick balances and pivots. You find it about 4 inches up from the bottom of the stick.
And you hold it just between the thumb and index finger.
Yep, just a light pinch between the pad of your thumb and your index finger. That's the fulcrum. The rest of your fingers just kind of wrap loosely around the stick to guide it.
Now, I know the temptation is to squeeze really hard to get more power.
That's the death grip, the #1 beginner mistake. If you grip too tight, you kill the stick's natural bounce, its rebound.
And that rebound is what you need for speed.
For speed and to avoid pain, that's how you get hand cramps instantly. Your palms should face down, and you should feel like your wrists are just moving up and down like a hinge.
So it's not an arm movement. It's all in the wrists.
Almost entirely. Relaxed hands let the stick do the work. That's how you can play for hours.
Okay, we're set up, we're holding the sticks right. Let's talk about the core voices of the kit, starting with the big one, the bass drum.
The heartbeat. The bass drum provides that deep driving pulse. And in rock, we almost always use the heel up technique.
Why heel up instead of heel down?
Well, heel down gives you more control, which is great for softer music like jazz, but rock needs power. Heel up uses your whole leg, so you get way more volume and speed. It's that big booming sound.
And there's a trick to getting that sound right with the beater.
A critical one. You have to let the beater bounce off the drum head immediately. If you leave it pressed against the head, even for a split second, you muffle the sound.
You kill that low thump.
You kill it completely. The leg gives the power, but the ankle provides that final snap to pull the beater back.
All right, next up, the snare drum. The snap.
The snare gives you that sharp cracking sound. It's got those metal wires underneath the snares that vibrate. And for the best sound, you really want to aim for the center of the drum.
And in rock, the snare has a very specific job to do.
It does. It provides the backbeat. This is a core concept. In most rock songs, the snare gets hit hard on beats 2 and 4 of every measure. It's what makes you want to nod your head.
And for those huge moments in a song, like a big chorus,
that's when you use a rim shot. A rim shot is when you hit the metal rim and the drum head at the same time. It gives you a much louder, sharper crack that cuts through everything.
Cool. And finally, the hi-hats, the timekeeper.
The guide, yep. The hi-hats are those 2 cymbals your left foot controls. When your foot is down, they're closed, and you get that tight shick sound. That's your standard rhythm.
But you can open them up, too.
Exactly. If you lift your foot just a little while you're hitting them, you get this loud, sizzling slosh sound. It's perfect for building energy, like when a chorus kicks in.
Doesn't matter where you hit them.
Oh, absolutely. Using the tip of the stick gives you a light, precise sound. But if you use the shoulder of the stick on the edge, you get a much heavier, chunkier rock sound.
Okay, so we know the parts. Now we have to put them all together.
Yeah.
Let's build that basic rock groove, the one you hear everywhere.
This is where it all comes together. We're in 44 time, which just means 4 beats in a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Walk us through it. What is each limb doing?
Okay, so your right hand plays steady eighth notes on the closed hi-hat. That sounds like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's constant. It's your clock.
Got it.
While that's happening, your right foot plays the bass drum on beats 1 and 3.
1, 3.
And your left hand hits the snare drum for the backbeat on 2 and 4.
So it's kick on 1, snare on 2, kick on 3, snare on 4, with the hi-hat going the whole time.
That's the one. It sounds simple, but getting your 4 limbs to do different things at the same time, that's the challenge.
That's the hurdle for sure. The key is consistency, right? Not speed.
Always. I mean, if you can't play it perfectly slow, you're just going to sound like a mess when you speed it up. Break it down. Just practice the hands first. Then add the bass drum. Build it piece by piece.
Speaking of keeping things consistent, let's talk about a drummer's best friend, the metronome.
Non-negotiable. The metronome gives you a steady click. Keeping perfect time isn't just a job for the drummer, it is the job.
So how should you practice with it?
You set it slow, maybe around 80 beats per minute, and your goal is to make your drum hit land exactly on the click. So perfectly, in fact, that you can't even hear the click anymore because your hit covers it.
So you're burying the click.
You're burying the click. It trains your brain and your muscles to feel what a steady pulse is really like, because everyone, and I mean everyone, has a tendency to speed up when they play.
Okay, what about reading music? Is that important for a rock drummer?
It's super helpful. Drum notation looks like regular music, but the position of the note tells you which drum to hit. The bass drum is always on the bottom line. The snare is usually in the second space from the top.
And the cymbals look different, right?
Yep, cymbals are marked with an X instead of a round note. The hi-hat is usually an X at the very top of the staff. Learning it just helps you learn songs and ideas way faster.
Once you have the basic beat down, you get to do the fun stuff. Drum fills.
A drum fill is just a short break from the main beat. It's used to transition between parts of a song, like from a verse to a chorus. A simple one would be like 4 quick notes on the snare, then 4 on the toms.
This is where timing can go really wrong for beginners.
Oh, it's the classic mistake. There's one critical rule for fills. You must land back on the main beat, on beat 1 of the next measure, perfectly. Beginners always rush their fills and mess up the timing of the whole song.
Another thing that separates good drummers from, robots is dynamics.
Yes, dynamics is just a word for how loud or soft you play. Rock isn't about being loud all the time. Think about it. So many songs have a quiet verse and then a huge, loud chorus. That changes dynamics.
And you control that just by how high you lift the sticks.
Pretty much. A small stick height gives you a soft sound. A big high swing gives you a loud sound. And you can also add texture with things like ghost notes.
What are ghost notes?
Ghost notes are super soft snare hits you play in between the main backbeats. They add this complex, shuffling feel to the groove without making it louder. It makes the beat sound way more sophisticated.
All right, let's switch to the practical side of things. Taking care of your gear. Drums need to be tuned.
They absolutely do. You use a little tool called a drum key to tighten or loosen the lugs around the rim. Tightening raises the pitch. And the drum heads themselves, they wear out. You should probably replace them every few months.
What about cleaning? Especially the cymbals.
Just use a soft cloth to wipe fingerprints off the cymbals and avoid any harsh chemicals on the shells. You also want to keep your kit in a dry room so the wood doesn't warp.
Okay, last thing. Best advice for someone practicing at home who really wants to get better.
Consistency is everything. Seriously, 20 minutes every day is so much better than one long 2-hour session on a Saturday.
You're building muscle memory.
Exactly. And always warm up your hands first. Focus on one single thing per session. Don't try to learn a beat, a fill, and speed all at once. And please, protect your ears. Drums are loud. Wear earplugs.
That's a huge one. And what about checking your own progress?
Record yourself. This is the best tip I can give. When you're playing, you miss your own little mistakes. When you listen back, you'll hear every single rushed fill, and every time your tempo wavers, it's instant feedback.
So the big takeaway here is that rock drumming is about discipline and coordination just as much as it is about energy. But if you can master that basic 44 beat, you can play thousands of songs.
That steady rhythm is like a superpower. If you can hold it down, everything else will fall into place.
Good luck with your studies.